Pass rush is the name of the game, and every game I watch with the Bengals, I cannot explain to you how frustrating it is to see Joe Burrow running for his life, yes, but the other quarterback just chilling. He just, I do that. Oh, you feel me? All day, and it pisses me off. All right, man, y'all can see we got the new stripes on. This is the TB, the Tyler Boyd jersey. Now, obviously, this ain't the only one I got, but, I want to show TB some love in today's video. So another draft is passed, and my Cincinnati Bengals have gone through and selected the players they wanted. And so that time has come once again for me, just another fan, to sit here in front of this camera and give you my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings, my beliefs. How good did we do? How poorly did we do? What do I think? What is my grade? That's what this video is. Now, I'm in the middle of working on this week's What Happened To video, so there's probably not going to be a bunch of edits and B-roll and images and articles and stuff that you used to seeing in a lot of my videos. But this will be part of my reflections of a Bengals fan series, a more chill, laid-back style of video where I pretty much just sit here and talk to y'all straight through the camera. So if you're down for that, man, kick back, turn this up. We about to get into my thoughts on the draft. Without further ado, y'all already know what time it is, man. Cue the Wayne.
Yeah, I'm no quitter, 'cause I'ma go get her.
So let's jump straight in and start with the elephant in the room. Round one, we pass on Penei Sewell. We draft Jamar Chase. Now, I was not surprised to see that the national media and the majority of fans, including a big part of our fan base, felt we had to draft Penei Sewell. And I get it, Joe Burrow got hurt, our line was bad, not the worst line in the league, but close. We had to be like bottom 5, you know what I'm saying? We was down there, we was trash. And it's funny I say that because statistically we weren't the worst, but I did feel like a lot of weeks watching the game that we looked like the worst line. But the stats say we weren't the worst, all right? For whatever that's worth, not much actually. No, I even saw a couple of cats saying, oh man, check on FlemLo after we picked Jamar Chase, but those people, they haven't been paying attention recently, okay? Now I think a couple months back on the podcast, Sports Therapy Podcast, which will be coming back soon, all right, we're working on it, it's coming back soon, but I said on there that the Bengals should probably just take the best lineman and keep kicking. You feel what I'm saying? But I also said on there, I don't like making draft picks or my draft decision that far out because I haven't dove into the prospects yet. I really haven't at that point. And I promise this ain't me trying to sit on here with like rose-tinted glasses and say I'm happy about the pick after the fact. I changed my pick to Jamar Chase weeks ago. And here's the proof. Here's a quick clip from when I was in Florida. I sent in this clip for New Stripe City. They were doing a stream over on their channel. Yo, Who They Nation, what's good, bro? Sorry I could not be there in the live stream, but your boy is on vacation, but y'all already know what's up. Bengals fan, we never rest, we always own it. Now, I had to come in and put my 2 cents on this. Team Chase or Team Sewell? Now, I've been all over the place with this. Originally, I was a Kyle Pitts guy, you know what I'm saying? But I have since come around. So I'm officially a member of Team Jamar Chase. I'm Team Chase all day. And so as you can see, I was already Team Chase. I was fully on board. I would have literally been pissed if we didn't take Jamar Chase, and here is why. Months ago, I did not know that the first 4 picks, pretty much, well, the first 3 picks was all going to be quarterbacks, meaning the top of the top of the top of the draft would fall. Jamar Chase, in my opinion, is a generational receiver. Now, this is my opinion, and the rest of this video will be my opinion, okay? So if I'm wrong on any of this stuff, look, this is just what I see or what I think I see. All right, so let me just get that out the way right now. But if you can't go off your convictions and what you see, then what the hell can you really go off? You know what I'm saying? So to me, as a prospect, Jamar Chase is better than every receiver in last year's draft. Yep, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, even Justin Jefferson. right? Who was like what, the third or fourth guy taken last year. And it's funny because Jamar and Justin Jefferson played on the same team, obviously, with our quarterback Joe Burrow. I think back in 2019, a couple years ago, and they won a national championship together. On that team, as amazing as Justin Jefferson is, Jamar Chase was the ex-receiver. He was the outside receiver that went against the best corner, whereas Justin Jefferson played in the slot. Okay, Jamar Chase also led the team in receiving yards. He also led the team in receiving touchdowns, and he was only 19 years old the last time he played. So he was younger back then, and he still forced Justin Jefferson to slide into the slot and go up against lesser guys. And I don't say that as a knock on Justin Jefferson. He's obviously amazing. He's proven that he's amazing in the league. I'm just saying that to show you, if you love Justin Jefferson as a prospect and as a player, you should love Jamar Chase just as much, if not more. That's all I'm saying. Now, when it comes to Sewell, I understand that Sewell was thought by some, he wasn't even the consensus, but he was thought by some people to be the best lineman in this year's draft. But if you dig into Sewell, and here's how I do my research. I basically do it the same way I research my videos. I obviously look at highlights. I look at whatever film is out there that I can kind of get my hands on. But I read a lot of articles, like a lot, not one article, not one headline on Twitter. Like I go through multiple articles from different people, different scouts, and I get different takes, as much information as I can get. Sewell stuff is all over the place. Is all over the place. Some people think he does have potential to be that next great left tackle. He would have been a right tackle for us, probably started at guard, whatever. They think that he can be the next great offensive lineman. Let's just say that. But a lot of people think he's really overrated. All right, a lot of scouts that his balance isn't good. He's not a project. He's almost like a high-end project. He needs work, a lot of work. Okay. Obviously, we needed an offensive lineman pretty desperately, but at that pick 5, with Jamar Chase on the board, I felt that it would be the wrong choice to choose Sewell. I think Jamar Chase is going to be so much better than Sewell in the league, and we'll see if I'm right, but I think he's going to be head over heels better, okay? So I was good with the Jamar Chase pick, and then in addition to that, the thing that really put me over the top is the fact that I liked a lot of the second-round linemen better than Sewell. I like Tevin Jenkins better than I like Sewell. I wanted Tevin Jenkins. That's who I wanted. So in my mind, the draft would work like Jamar Chase, Tevin Jenkins in the second, shut the draft down, it's all over, we good. All right, now obviously it didn't play out like that. So let's get into that. So the day of the second round rolls around and I get a call from a reliable source who tells me that the Bengals are pretty much locked in on Jackson Carman. And I'm like, okay, man, I really appreciate that information. But I'm like, yo, you know what? Like, why though? like, why not Tevin Jenkins? And look, I ain't no damn scout. You feel me? I'm just going off of what I think. I watched Brett Coleman video. He hyped me up on Tevin Jenkins. That's who I wanted. But the Bengals ex-offensive lineman and soon-to-be Hall of Famer Willie Anderson, Big Willie, he worked with a lot of professional offensive linemen. He's been working with Jackson Carman, gave him rave reviews. All right, he gave him the stamp. All right. Also, the Bengals have been dealing with Jackson Carman for quite a while. They've done a bunch of Zoom calls, sit down with him, and they just fell in love with him as a prospect. Pretty much that's what it is. Now, I don't want to seem like I'm like shitting on Jackson Carman. He was the starting left tackle for the #1 pick in this draft, Trevor Lawrence. He protected his blind side for the last 2 years. If you watch some of his tape from when he played Chase Young a couple of years ago, it is extremely impressive. All right, but there are questions, and I thought there were guys in the second that I personally liked better. All right, when pick 38 rolls around, Tevin Jenkins is sitting right there. But instead of us taking him, we trade back. At that point, it is 100% confirmed that, okay, we're taking dude from Clemson. Like, I know for sure at this moment. And that's what we end up doing now. I got to mention real quick, we pick up 2 extra 4th-round picks right there. And that was big. That was big. I'm not going to lie. Those picks were huge, and I think we got some value there. But as far as Jackson Carman, I think the whole draft Our whole draft is contingent upon how successful or non-successful he is. It's resting on him. I think Jamar Chase is a can't miss prospect. We just lost AJ Green. We lost John Ross. We bring in another X receiver. We pair him with T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. That offense looks phenomenal if we can get the ball off, right? We still got to get the ball off, and Jackson Carman will be a big part of that. Now, don't forget, we brought in Riley Reef. He's going to start at right tackle this year. We already had Jonah Williams at left tackle. We already have a good center in Trey Hopkins. We slide Jackson Carman into one of those guard spots, and then we got a bunch of veterans, Quentin Spain, Sewell, FlemLo, all of those guys like Mike Jordan, who we drafted a few years ago, Billy Pratt, like those dudes will battle it out for that other guard spot. At least that's how I see it. And that line right there is not like a top 10 line, but it's a vastly improved line over last year. I think we go from a bottom tier line to an average line, which is not what I wanted. I wanted to just go to elite. Everybody wanted to do that, right? But that ain't how it worked out. So can I still be happy with the fact that I believe the line is improved? Yeah, for sure. Because every time we had decent block last year, we beat teams like the Titans. We beat a team like the Steelers. Like, we had some really good wins last year. But we also had some games where Joe was just running for his life the whole damn time and getting just knocked around. And that Washington game where he got hurt, it isn't even like one of the worst games. Like, we was actually on their ass. But, you know, then that just happened. You feel me? So for anybody who thinks the Carman pick was like a panic pick or something, nah, they was locked in on dude, and they was actually comfortable taking him at pick 38. But I'm actually glad they at least did trade back, and then they took him there. So we'll see how that works out. Also, shout out to dude in my Discord. He said Carman was his boy. Yo, tell him we rooting for him, bro. He a Bengal now, and we hoping for big things. All right, let's go. Now, before I move on, I gotta say this, because these first two picks are crucial. All right, so the Bengals better be right about Jackson Carman, bro. They better be right, because if they not, this is gonna be a terrible draft. All right, it's gonna be a terrible draft because they didn't take Sewell, who I didn't really want anyway, but because he was the top guy, if they take him and he doesn't work out, you know, it still doesn't look bad. It's just, you know, dude end up just busting, right? But the Bengals make the right choice, at least in the national media's eyes. But I also didn't think they took the best lineman available in the second round. And like, as far as the boards lined up, he wasn't the best guy there on the consensus boards, right? So because he was higher on the Bengals board and they decided, look, forget all the other stuff, we taking our guy, cool, better work. It better work, man. Now, the best thing about the Jackson Carman pick is the fact that we got value for it. So we got 2 fourth-round picks. So we went into day 2 with 7 total picks. And we're a team who is extremely thin on the interior. That's the offensive line and the defensive line. And we added much needed competition to those positions, much needed depth to those positions. And the guys that we added have an upside to potentially become actual, like, the starters, like the dudes, the best guys at those spots. And at the very least, if they're just good, solid rotational pieces, that's a win also at this late in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So in the third, we picked up the edge rusher from Texas. I was not familiar with him, but I didn't see anybody with a single negative thing to say. People were extremely happy about that pick. People said it was one of our highest value picks. And I even saw cats go so far as to say, if you switched our second and third round pick, it would make more sense and they'd be extremely happy. So if you'd be happy with that, then you should be happy with the way it worked out, because we still got both players, so we good. Dude will come in and help that pass rush. Don't forget, we did a ton to our secondary in free agency. We already have one of the best safeties in the league. And as bad as that offensive line was last year, we lost a lot of games because our defense was atrocious. We had leads late. We scored late touchdowns, late drives. Joe Burrow was, you know, he was bringing magic, but then the defense would just give up a damn, like when we played the Browns, the defense would give up an 80-yard drive in 1 minute and we lose the game. Same thing happened against the Eagles right before halftime, and we ended up tying with them instead of getting that win. So there's quite a few wins that we should have had, but our defense just, you know, they struggled. And that was mostly because up front, we were extremely thin. So when DJ Reader got hurt, like that was it. We had nothing else, and Geno was hurt the whole year. And our edge rushers, we had no depth there. So we added like 3 edge rushers in the rest of the draft. We added Shelvin, the D tackle from LSU. I was happy about that. We added 2 additional offensive linemen and then a couple of other needs. So Joseph Asai and Cam Sample in the 3rd and 4th round. We just double dipped on defensive end. Don't forget we signed Trey Henderson in free agency. Don't forget we have Sam Hubbard, who's pretty damn solid himself. We bring in 2 more guys, 2 more rotational pieces. One of them might battle for that starting spot. We'll see what happens. I'm happy about that. Pass rush is the name of the game, and every game I watch with the Bengals, I cannot explain to you how frustrating it is to see Joe Burrow running for his life, yes, but the other quarterback just chilling. He just... You feel me? All day. And it pisses me off. Now, returning to the trade back that allows us to get the 2 additional 4th round picks. We end up getting a D tackle out of LSU who also won a championship with all of our LSU guys. Tyler Shelvin. We're talking a huge run stopper in a run-heavy division. Don't forget AFC North, Nick Chubb, Najee Harris now, Lamar Jackson, and J.K. Dobbins over there. So, we need those type of cats. He'll come in and help to bolster the defensive line along with DJ Reader. The other pick, we get Deontay Smith, another offensive lineman, great at as many big dudes as you possibly can, and I'm good. Now in the 5th, we go kicker. And when you got so many needs, going kicker that early kind of feels like, we really went kicker in the 5th. We got him now, right? They say he's the best kicker in college. I want to see it. He's got some really cool highlights. Like this bottle cap challenge is amazing. Kicker was a major position in need. We lost several games last year like that. Also missing like what should have been chip shot kicks, including the first game of the season against the Chargers, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the year. My dude Randy Bullock just pulls up mid kick. Y'all remember that? So yeah. 6th round, we get center Trey Hill out of Georgia. So another interior lineman, can play center, can play guard. And it's those 2 guard positions that I've worried about the most. So I was very happy that we continue to add just big SEC dudes to that interior of the line. And, it should be improved. He'll fight for playing time for sure. He might start. We'll see. Now in the 6th round, we go Chris Evans, running back from Michigan. First skill player since Jamar Chase in the 1st round. And I watched this dude's tape and I was like, this dude is a dog, bro. Limited production this past year, but we got him in the 6th round. He tested off the charts athletically. He's a good pass blocker. He went to Michigan as a damn receiver. He was a slot receiver, so he can catch. So I'm actually very happy with that. I think losing Giovanni Bernard, and don't forget, we lost him in the offseason. He'd been there, it seemed like, for 10 years. I don't even think it's been that long, but it feel like it. We lost Gio, so to bring in a potential replacement, I thought this was a great pick. Then in round 7, we get Wyatt Hubert. I don't know much about Wyatt Hubert. I basically just saw this as additional defensive end depth, which is great. You can never have too many edge rushers. Now, all in all, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I've been talking for quite a while. Right now, I'm gonna give the draft a B. And the thing that hurt the draft for me is the fact that I just don't know. I don't know about Jackson Carman. I don't mean to I don't want to down talk Jackson Carman. There's some stuff I've seen that was really good, like highlights and just film and stuff like that. But I just thought there was better guys. That's the only reason. I thought there was better guys. I thought there was more surefire guys. Let's say it like that. Jackson Carman's upside is actually higher than a lot of those dudes. But I thought their floors was nice and safe. And in the 2nd round, at offensive line, when you had to have one that was good, I wanted to take a safe pick. You feel me? So we didn't do that. We kind of went for the upside, and we'll see how it works out. If he ends up being great, in retrospect, this draft will be an A. It'll definitely be an A if Jackson Carman ends up being the dude. So we'll see. Right now, my grade is a B. That's obviously a good grade. I didn't think we had the best draft, but I think we were solid. We made our team better, and that's always a good thing. Like, progress is always good. So anyway, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. That's all I got for y'all. Y'all go ahead and say what y'all gotta say in the comment section. I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next one.